Four sides of the ring. Four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion. Your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating. You know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring. Leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring. Four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion. Your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating. You know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring. Leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
How's everybody doing today? It's your boy Chanoo Hayes, Chanoo Rose, Chanoo no longer Cena because the man is dead to me. Chanoo, whoever you need me to be, and I'm here with my boy. He was here 2 weeks ago, supposed to be last week, but my man's got caught up in a date. Had the audacity to tell me an hour beforehand, yeah, Brody, I can't go on. My wifey need me. I was like, damn, bro, what do you mean? Nigga, we all grown. He's like, nah, my baby need me. I can't record with y'all.
Well,
Like, damn, nigga, fuck me, huh?
Here I am. All right, good to be here. Good to be back to talk some good old wrestling. You know, good old wrestling. Love to
Yeah,
talk it. Love to speak it.
you know, my man
One thing
said,
I
my man
got.
said nothing to defend himself. He's like, damn, I did leave niggas high and dry for my
Listen.
wife.
Important thing. I'm here now. I did want to say I be vibing to that intro every single time. I love it.
When you get a chance, tell TJ it's the best work he's ever done. So,
that's the only song he'll be performing if he ever goes,
1,000%. He has to put it on loop for 2 hours. I don't want to hear nothing else.
Oh,
So
man.
if you guys new, old, aren't aware, so the intro song is done by our good friend T-Phase. I'm a rapper based out of Houston, Texas bred.
Right.
And they gonna be, if he's listening to this, he gonna be sick. Like, how dare he violate my life? But yeah, I'm here with my boy Tino. We're here to talk some wrestling. Let's get the big one over and done with. Cena is officially retired. No more in-ring competition. On a scale of 1 to 10, Tino, where do you put? How do you rank John Cena's retirement run? Like, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you enjoy it?
Like the entire tour as a whole, the last year, if I really honestly had to say, it was honestly bittersweet. Because,
It was.
like, as a fan, it's like, okay, you could say the heel turn sucked, but it's kind of like, who cares? That's John Cena. I always wanted to see a heel run. I don't care if it was quirky. I don't care that it, they try to like Men in Black us with the little light to have us forget the whole Travis Scott thing. But like it's fine. It was bittersweet, man. Like it was bittersweet. I'm honestly gonna miss Cena. He's like our generation's Hulk or Rock or I don't know, Midnight Express, whatever era you come from. He's our guy. You know, you could say Batista, Triple H, Rey Mysterio, but I think as
Nah,
a whole,
he's
it's Cena.
higher up. When you talk about John Cena, you got to mention him with the Ric Flairs, the Rocks, the Stone Colds, the Hulk Hogan's. And that's the tier that John Cena is in. That is his level. There's nothing really else more he can go. He's in that elite tier of WWE wrestlers. It was bittersweet. There was some things I liked. I didn't mind the heel turn. I thought the heel turn was cool. It felt like he was uncomfortable being a heel in the beginning. He was cutting those promos out there in Europe, and it was just like, come on, man. You say you just guys were ungrateful, bro. If anything, you haven't been on TV in that long, bro. So it was like,
Well, what
it was cool. It was nice. I don't know. Overall, I'm not a big fan of the ending. I do understand it. I get it. I get it, but I think I sent it to you earlier. Cena was on Cody's podcast. What do you want to talk about? And he literally described the ending, and the way he described it, it was perfect. However, I don't have a problem with Gunther winning. I just want to get that out there. Gunther needed the heat because Gunther's heat was kind of stale as a heel. You know what I mean? He was just that bad guy. Nobody really gave a fuck about him. Like, you're like, okay, you're the bad guy. It is
Hmm.
what it is. But now he needed that heat, and it worked for him. However, I would have rather my man smile and fell asleep. You know what I mean? Get a nice little nap
Hmm.
rather than smile and just tap out mad delicately. It wasn't even like a desperation tap, like, oh fuck, I'm really stuck in this bitch. I can't get out. Get off me. But he
Yeah.
just did like he just did a nice little boop boop boop. Yeah, buddy.
I mean, I will say this. I seen it on Twitter. It was a couple days. I think it was Sunday, so the day after the whole Cena thing. Bully Ray had put a description on his post, and it was like, I never seen Star Wars. Long story short, he kind of posted how Cena did like a Obi-Wan Kenobi, like Obi-Wan sacrificed himself, this, that, and the third, and then Cena kind of alluded to that as well on his Instagram. So, like, kind of how you said, I see where that is. I see where they were going with it, and it's cool. However, I think that's for the deep wrestling fans like us, people who kind of look into deep, people who are on
Did you
Twitter.
see the Did you see the video I sent you?
With what?
Cena talking about why it happened, how it happened.
I saw a description of it. I didn't see the video that you
All
sent
right,
me.
so basically, Cena was talking about that when you're fighting for your life, right? Like you're in the media struggling, you're struggling. In the moment before you're about to go, you look about, you have one moment left. You smile at your family and friends before you go because it's your time. It's time for greener pastures. So that was kind of his farewell completely. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
like you stared death in the face and you smiled at it, like you smiled in the face of death. And
So,
he explained it like that, and I thought it was beautiful, man, because he's been all year. He's like, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I didn't. The smirk pissed me off at first. It pissed me off because John Cena's whole entire since he's been a big ass baby face has been never give up, never give up, never give up. Make a wish things, never give up. Being with all those little kids, never give up. I've been fighting. I fight because I want you guys to fight. Never give up. Like there's been a video for Cricket Mobile when this little kid, like little boy, he's talking about. He's like, either him or his mom had cancer, and he was like, "And you are my biggest hero." And I remember you saying, "Never give up," so I never gave up, and that's why I'm still here. So it's like all these stories, all these real life stories of these little kids looking up to John because like to me, John Cena is bigger than wrestling, right?
mhm.
Like he's bigger than wrestling. So for him to give up, it hurt. It did hurt a lot. Listen, I don't. When you retire from wrestling, you should go out on your back, 1,000%. You should
My
go ahead.
my problem with the because my thing is with the Cena thing, like, because kind of like you said, it was on Cody's podcast, right? It was on Cody's podcast. The thing is that the ending makes sense to fans like us who, you know, are into the Twitter wrestling stuff. We kind of get inside information, or what we think is inside information, and the casual wrestling fan, I think the way it ended hurts the casual wrestling fan or lapsed fans. I had I had a handful of people who I made watch wrestling, who you know. One is a casual fan, one and the other two are lapsed fans. So three people.
Who
I
you had
made
watch?
them TJ. I made watch with Meg,
Oh, he bitched. Oh, he bitched about it, didn't he?
and I made Kim watch, right? So Kim used to watch. She was a big fan. So I made her, I'm like, just watch it. She didn't want to watch, she watched it. I made T watch it with Megan. We know Meg is a casual fan.
Yeah,
Raw and SmackDown, no AEW, no nothing else.
yeah, of course.
Um, anyways, I don't want to go too down a rabbit hole. Point is, those three people, one being a casual fan, all hated the ending. Kim, who's a lapsed fan, who was, and T doesn't really count, but Kim, who's a Laps fan, she said, this is why I stopped watching wrestling. This is exactly why I stopped watching wrestling. I was a big fan. I stopped watching wrestling when John Cena lost to Big Show. And she said the event, I'm not sure, some pay-per-view at the time.
Jesus
Um, sh-
Christ.
and then I asked T once he calmed down with his little, tantrum because he doesn't like wrestling. I'm like, yo, bro.
Tangent.
I'm like, bro. In all honesty, like, why didn't you like it? Like, why don't you like wrestling? His his thing was that's why he stopped wrestling as watching wrestling as well. Cena would for at least the last 10 years, since 2015, 2016. he loses a majority of his matches, and it's like, man, he should have won that match. So all that to say, I think the ending was beautiful for fans like us who are super indebted and love pro wrestling. But for the casual fan who, kind of watched it like a Super Bowl, it's kind of like, hey, this is why I stopped watching because this is bullshit. Um, so I think the WWE, I think that the WWE, it all depends on how they move with Gunther going forward. If they can make Gunther that top heel, then it works. If Gunther kind of fades into the distance and never really, I don't know, amounts to nothing, and like a Austin Theory, we'll see
Whoa,
what
whoa,
he
whoa,
lands.
whoa.
We'll see what he lands. I just mean up until the reveal. You know, it was kind of a waste, but we'll see. That's just kind of
So
my take on that.
no, you're right. The casual. Here's the thing: the casual fan wanted Cena's greatest hits. They wanted the five knuckle shuffle, the FUs, the AAs, Super Cena. They wanted to see Cena go out on top. And listen, they have every right to feel that way. You know what I mean? When you watch, because there's a lot of people who watch this match just to get Cena's greatest hits.
Like a Super
They
Bowl, they
didn't.
watched
They
like a
didn't
Super Bowl.
exactly. They did not
Hmm.
watch to see upcoming talent. They didn't come to watch anything else. They didn't care about Cody Rhodes. The last time they saw Cody Rhodes, he probably had black hair and was in Legacy.
He was
You know what I
Stardust.
mean? Yeah, exactly. He was probably Stardust, and it was like, I'm not watching no more.
Yeah.
They didn't. Last time they watched wrestling, Bailey was probably still in NXT.
Man, real quick. When Kim watched it, she haven't watched it since 2017, 16. When she
That's a
saw
good.
CM Punk, she was like, "Oh my God, he's so old." Because
He's
he looks way older from
yeah.
2011. And then when she seen Cody, she was like, "Oh my God." She seen pictures of him, like, but she remembers seeing him in wrestling as Stardust. That's why I said that jokingly. Like she was like, "Oh, I remember it was when he was Stardust and with the bags over
Yeah.
the face." And anyway, you can continue.
No,
But
no,
yeah,
you're
it's
good.
a lot of Laps fans.
Yeah, a lot of nobody's really watching for that. You know what I mean? Last time they saw the Miz was wearing shorts. He was wearing like boxing shorts with the
He was tag team
with the shirt.
champions with Truth, the first one.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Or even before then, he was the Miz and the Big Show. Who the hell was his tag team partner back in the day? But you know what I mean. There's a whole bunch
he
of
had a bunch.
they were they weren't watching for all those guys. You know what I mean? And I think that's what WWE was trying to do. WWE was trying to get the older fans to
Hmm.
get to buy back into the program and showing them this is what's coming back up. And this was coming back up, and this is who you can have forward to looking forward to. But they didn't want and they didn't care about any of that. They wanted
Yeah, that's
Cena's
what I'm
greatest
saying.
hits. They wanted
Hmm.
Cena's greatest hits. Gunther needed this.
Yep.
Gunther needed this dominant win over John Cena to retire John Cena because the question was who is Gunther without a championship, right?
Yeah.
Who's Gunther
For
without a
a long
championship?
time.
And now we don't know who Gunther. Now we know who Gunther is without a championship. Gunther is the career ender. He now has Goldberg, even though Goldberg hasn't retired years, a couple years prior to. You know what I mean? And he
He
was
can still
clearly on
say
his
he
way out.
retired Goldberg.
He still say he retired Goldberg.
They
We can
also
still
dropped the seed. They dropped real quick. I'm sorry. They dropped the seed in his whole promo and in the segment backstage. He kind of brushes everyone off. You see him brush off Otis, Ottawa, see him brush off Truth, kind of look down on everybody. But when he sees AJ, even though AJ was standing at his car, he kind of takes that moment to acknowledge him and have a quick conversation with AJ, kind of plant the seeds because we all know, right? AJ has hinted that he may retire after next year. So it's kind of like, is that a seed? Is he going to be the new career ender?
Rick 8-bit Gunther's not the biggest heel in WWE. We haven't had one since Reigns. Yeah, he fills a very big void that we have not had in a really long time. And it works for him, man. And now he's on his way to another world title run because what is the point of having a big ass heel if he doesn't have the strap? Honestly, get some people to fight forward to. But yeah, listen, now every single older wrestler in WWE, they're gonna fight for the honor to be choked out by Gunther, and that's how their career is gonna end. With this man on your back, choking him the hell out. Yeah, you had Seth, but Seth wasn't the big. here's the thing, right? Seth was a heel, but Seth wasn't the badass, like the big badass, the big bad. Like he wasn't. Like Seth is an amazing wrestler, but when he's a heel, I can't take him serious because he's just goofy. You know what I mean? He's wearing
So
fucking
what I
big
what
ass
I
boots.
think
His
it
fucking
is,
sunglasses is crazy. Go ahead, bro. My fault.
I love Seth. No, I love Seth.
He's
But
great.
but what I was gonna say, what I personally think it is, what separates Gunther from like a Braun Breaker, all these heels that we're talking about, Dom Mysterio, is Gunther isn't a tweener, right? Dom gets cheered sometimes. Uh, Braun gets cheered sometimes. They do the barking with him. Gunther gets no love. Gunther just gets booed out of the building
He
no matter what. And I
Nah,
think
Gunther gets a lot of
that's
love.
no, no, no. What I mean as crowd reaction. Crowd
Oh,
reaction. When it's Braun Breaker, yeah, they boo him for spearing the good guy, but they're also barking because they see him gearing up, ready to run at 23 miles an hour. But when it's Gunther, it's not anybody cheering Gunther. Yay, sleeper hold. Yay, chops to the chest. You're not getting that. It's just straight bulls. It's just heat. It's just like that. I forgot what show it was. Maybe it was Full Gear when we went and Don Callis just got booed out of the building. Um. Oh wow. Brunson hit a game winner. But
yeah, that's that's why I
I'm
went.
sorry. I never. I just got the
No, but that's
notification.
yeah, bro. That's why I went absolutely nuts. Like
But
I'm
no,
saying,
yeah. I'm sorry about that. But no, yeah.
no, you're
So
good.
I just think that's the big difference with that.
Rick says food for thought. Last person is Cena was Dom. Yeah, and Dom is the future. But yeah, listen,
And that's
Gunther
another
is
thing, real quick, I want to say to touch on what Rick said. That is very true because Dom could say that. Dom is a heel, and you hate Dom. You love to hate Dom. So I was the last one to have Cena's shoulders on the mat to pin him for that 1, 2, 3. So it's you're right, like you said earlier. Cena not only put Gunther over as a heel, but now he puts Dom over as a heel because Dom could say that. He wasn't the last one to beat him, but he was the last one to
so.
pin him. So I
All right,
like that. I like that.
question. All right, question. If you're in the chat, please answer this as well. Does Gunther and Dom beating Cena mean less because Cena's lost so much within the last 5-6 years? He only
Mm.
has a handful of singles. He only has a handful of singles victories. All of his last singles victories all came from this year when he was defending the title. When he beat Cody, when he beat Truth, when he beat Punk, when he beat Randy, when he beat Logan Paul, all his victories, from the last 6-7 years have come throughout this retirement run. Does him losing his last 2 matches mean anything because Cena has lost so much within the last 6 years? He did beat AJ, but that's what I'm saying. All of Cena's wins out of the last 6-7 years have come from this year. No, he
I
was
mean,
a face, but my fault. I'm having a conversation with with Rick in the comments. Yeah, but does it mean less because Cena lost so much these last 5-6 years? He lost to Austin Theory at WrestleMania. He got destroyed by Solo Sikoa.
mm,
Damn, what other singles matches
I
he
mean,
lost? He lost to
real
Roman
quick.
Reigns. He got destroyed by Brock. You know what I mean? He's lost so much in these last 5-6 years. If I was to pull up a thing, I'm pretty sure I can find it, but he hasn't won a lot.
What I would say, I guess while Rick is typing, at least my opinion to what you're saying is, I think that doesn't matter, because wrestling moves fast, right? Like 2 months from now, we're gonna be over Cena. It's gonna be the next thing. It's gonna be the next storyline. Um, I think whatever happens between pre like COVID until now, like doesn't matter. What matters is this last year. And all those losses he took from 2015 to 2020, 2021, that doesn't mean anything. Like it's his last year. And at that time, at least from my recollection, wrestling wasn't as big as it is now. Like wrestling wasn't all over the place. Wrestling wasn't on multi streaming medias. Like now it means something way more than it did 6 years ago. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. I think it doesn't matter.
Cena is all elite. I'll tell you right now, if Cena pulled up to AEW World's
Hey,
End,
Ludi, I like Dom too.
um, fucking if Cena pulled up at World's End for AEW, I would actually lose my fucking mind. I would lose my mind. That would be great. I'm
And
not gonna hold
imagine
you.
he comes out to like Thugonomics, the Thugonomics theme.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure WWE owns all his shit, so he might have to re-record "My Time Is Now" for a new
you know, I'm actually excited because I seen somewhere he was supposed to have a heel run like 15 years ago, and he had really had
re-recorded
made.
everything. Mhm.
Yeah, I hope he releases that, man. I would love to hear that. That would just be amazing.
No, yeah, man. So other than that, Cena's run was, I don't know. I'm still not over it, but I'm glad that he was able to speak on
Bittersweet.
it.
I think that's the best way. Just honestly bittersweet.
It probably is. Let me segue into something real quick before I forget. If you are in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, our boy the Zombie King is wrestling for ECPW tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for ECPW Christmas Chaos. He's on the card. I don't know exactly what he's doing on the card. He's busy. He works, he trains 3 times a week, and he wrestles on the
Looks
weekend.
like it's a steel cage match. Holy shit.
Yeah, his pops, Frankie Flo. Frankie Flo's in
Oh,
a steel
okay.
cage match.
Oh shit. Okay.
If you ever I know you never met Ant's pops, but that man is absolutely jacked. He's jacked.
I think I see the picture of
That
him. He's a
man
fucking
is
unit.
my man's is absolutely jacked for no fucking reason. My man's got muscles on muscles. It's fucking
I
nuts.
mean, yeah, it's for the steel cage matches.
So if you're in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, it is in Westwood, New Jersey. It's always a good time. I had a good time when me and the boys went to ECPW match. It was a good time.
I
We've seen
want,
a
hey
couple
man,
guys who's
next
coming up
one we got a
now.
plan. Like I want to go to the next one.
It's
That would be
a good
fun.
time. We seen GCW's own Tommy Invincible.
Oh shit.
Listen, that man is blowing up. I do not know why, but good for you. Listen, if you're able to make money off something, doing something you love, more blessings to you by all means.
God, seriously, have you ever heard of I seen in the PW Top 500 Serial Man number 500?
No, I have not. That's
Yeah,
actually pretty
he
funny.
his name is Serial Man, and his goal is to be back to back 500.
Number 500 twice.
That's what he said. He's
Honestly, I love that. My man doesn't have no ambition outside of being top 500.
just at 500.
That's nuts.
Check
Listen,
out
more pop.
Serial Man as well. That guy, he dresses his finisher move as he flings a cereal box at you at the frisbee.
No, one of my favorite wrestling clips. I always watch them when it comes on my feed. Is when you remember when they had all the Kane variants.
Yes. Oh gosh,
My favorite one when it was cocaine
that's
and
so bad.
he pulled out a bag. He's like, oh my god, he pulled out a baggie. He pulled out an A ball.
You know, Kane touched on that too. He's like,
They copyrighted all the motherfuckers, so they have to rename them.
yo, so bad.
But that shit was so funny. He was like,
That's
"Oh, he
a
got a
lot of
baggie." So my man's finishing move just having fucking just fucking 8 balls on him. I'll tell you right now, in kayfabe, Cocaine's dealer loves him. You know what I mean?
That's his manager. It makes sense. That's the
Bro, it fucking has to be. My man's just fucking running on credit. You know what I mean? I'm
That's
not gonna hold you. That'd
amazing.
be great kayfabe though. Like, what happened to cocaine? Whoa, he fucking ran out of credit and they snatched his ass up.
He'll get the biggest pop in his return, I promise.
Yeah, when he comes back clean as a different person. My name is Greg. I'm sorry, guys. I turned my life around. I give my life to Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Oh man, but gotta love a good indie show. Listen, guys, support your indie shows. Only
1000%.
because a lot of talented people go on a wrestle, man, and they perfecting their craft and love and support them.
Also, you get bragging rights. I'm sorry, real quick. You get bragging rights. Me and Channel seen Megan Bain right before she blew up on AEW. We seen Stephanie Valkyrie before she got signed to WWE. We seen Ricky Starks at the time before he went on the NXT thing. That was like all in one day.
You know, it's
Like,
mad funny. I'm
It
talking
was
about
like
indie. I'm talking about indie
a step for
stars.
the
And you're
step.
talking about Ricky Starks, who was on like AEW. You know what I mean? That's
No,
crazy.
I meant Megan wasn't though.
Yeah,
Okay, Megan
this
wasn't. That
disrespect in AEW. They go
it's
come. They go,
just
them people go get you, and I'm not gonna help you.
they
I don't
could
want.
those sickos. Listen, I'm a fan. Let's take it easy. All right.
Listen, they go hurt you, man. Let's get into a little bit of okay. Quick question. Last thing on the Cena thing before we actually become normal again. Who's the next face of the WWE? And you can't say Cody Rhodes.
Mm. The next face of the WWE, and I can't say Cody Rhodes, in my opinion.
Who's gonna be the face for the next 10 years?
Hmm.
Cody's on record saying he only got like 4 or 5 years left.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
He said this
mm,
current contract is his last one full time.
what a Cody pisses me off. If I just had to name off the top of my head, just like because I'm on the spot, I'd say Oba.
Has to be over, right?
Has to be like that's the only name that comes to head as a young guy. Has to be Oba. Has to be Oba. Like
Rick
who
says
else?
Oberfemi next.
Oba, yeah. Who else is the answer?
I'm
Like
not gonna hold you.
it's
Oba's a unit. Rick,
and
you got kids. So I seen somebody my fault. This specifically for Rick. I keep forgetting this also a podcast episode as well. So viewers is not gonna know what the hell I'm talking about.
mm,
But Rick, I know you have girls. So it's mad funny. They changed out Oberfemi's music to Golden by K-pop Demon Hunters, and it still worked. It works really, really well.
did they
And if you
really?
haven't seen it, go watch it. It's actually better than you think it would be.
I keep hearing about this K-pop Demon Hunters thing, but I have
It's
no
not bad.
idea what it is.
It's
Is
not
it
bad.
like an anime?
Yeah, it's animation. It's 3D CGI, like the Netflix genres. It's actually pretty solid, bro.
Is it really?
It's actually pretty solid. Once you get past that first song, because the first song is pretty bad, it's crack. I shit you not.
That's
But yeah,
interesting.
listen, Obafemi is the next face of the WWE. He kind of has to be, man. He's the full package.
You know, I will say this though, like if because that's kind of thinking like long term. If I had to think like short term, like maybe a quick little turnover, and I know these guys are older guys, but if I honestly had to pick, I would say Ricky. I think Ricky Saints could be at
No,
least if I don't mean the face, I mean maybe this is gonna sound wild, like like a mid card face, like IC champion, US champion, and also again not a face. I just mean I guess what I'm trying to say is like a run. Um, because I'm thinking NXT
there's a,
guys.
I'm letting you know
Ethan
right now.
Page
There's a
has to
difference
like Ethan is
between
another.
face of the company and just multiple time champion. Like for example, Dolph Ziggler was a multiple time champion, not face of the company. Um, Drew
They
McIntyre,
did Dolph dirty.
multiple world champion, not face of the company. Roman Reigns, face of the company. Cody Rhodes, face of the company. Randy Orton, multiple time world champion, never face of the company.
Yeah, he was.
No, not over Cena. When we're talking about the absolute face of the company, John Duran. This might be a
No,
hot take
yeah,
for you,
you right.
but
I wanna
John,
argue that, but it would be a pointless pushback. You're right.
it'd be a pointless push. Randy
Yeah.
Orton was never bigger than John Cena in the run of their careers.
You know what
He's
it
a what
is? Real
15 time world champion. You know what I mean?
it's funny because I
Yes,
was telling
my fault.
Javon, I can't believe I forgot Javon.
Javon is, but Javon
Well,
needs to
let me
follow the
ask you
strict plan and put some muscle on because he's still
let
small as hell. Once he puts on a little bit of healthy weight, money. He's golden right
let
now
me
though.
a- let me because my mind's going all over with this conversation right now. Let me ask you guys this, you and Rick and whoever else is in the chat or the ringsiders. Um, do you think that Leon Slater could potentially be the next face of WWE? I mean, right now he's obviously contracted to TNA. It's just a little deal, but WWE has been getting a lot of Leon Slater burn, and they're getting him familiar with that WWE audience. Is it one of those things where like, hey, we got eyes on your boy, and once his contract runs out, we're gonna scoop him because he fits that system well. He is a dog.
It's hard because there's no reason that the answer should be no, right?
Yeah,
But
anything's possible in pro wrestling.
But however, while he is under a contract with TNA, we don't know if that contract might end and he just goes to AEW. You know what I mean? It all depends on where he wants to go do. But if he does go to WWE, it's kind of like that AEW New Japan shtick where them New Japan guys were coming to WWE for not WWE AEW for a little bit to go wrestle, and then the contract was up. He's on the AEW and was like, God damn, bro, you just smoked because they did that with Jordan Grace, Joe Hendry, and now they do that with Leon Slater. It's like, damn, bro, like they really taking everybody.
That's what I'm
And Rick,
saying.
you're right. I think Slater would be a mid carder because H doesn't know how to book overly athletic guys. Like guys that move like him and Javon Evans, he does not know how to book, and they'll be in purgatory. They're too similar to luchadors for him. You know what I mean? He wouldn't know.
I mean, but at the same time, though, these guys are young, and we'll see how Triple H evolves as a booker because he's only been a booker for what, handful of
Maybe 10
years.
years. About 10 years. He's done NXT. You know what I mean? It's not like
I,
it's not like he's brand new to this. He's been doing this for over a decade. But yeah, he still has room to grow into his thing.
it takes a while, you know. I think it just takes a little minute.
Ultimately, let's finish our Saturday night main event before we touch into the weekend wrestling. Cody Rhodes, Obafemi was not a fan of the match, but I understand you can't put neither guy over. I just hate it because my fault. I got fucking mucus. I'm fucking phlegmy.
You good?
You can't have either one of those guys lose because it hurts them. But honestly, if you would have had Drew hit the Claymore on Cody and then Oba catches the win, that would have been nice. But it is what it is. A waste of a match to me. It didn't even have to happen. However, I did like when Cody tried to do the old school shit and he got his back to pop him. Like Oba just choked him and picked him up.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope as hell. Breaker was 28. Listen, Breaker has a lot of charisma, but he's in his first world championship soon.
I want to ask you real quick because I forgot before we move on. No, you know what? Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll touch on it.
That stuff. Then you have Soul Ruka versus Bailey. I love it. They put Soul Ruka over. So I love Soul's finisher. The Soul Snatcher is absolutely phenomenal. It is great.
It's a beautiful move.
Walker is out of there. So the Soul Snatcher is a great finisher.
Beautiful. He do it to anyone at any time. It's a great move.
It's incredible. It truly is one of the best finishers in wrestling. And I love the fact that she put over Bailey. Bailey's super giving in that regard. So that's dope. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Leon Slater and Javon Evans, a wonderful match. There was a match where AJ had a little botch, but Leon, being the veteran that he is at 21 years old, was able to maneuver around it and make something happen. And I think the future is bright. I believe all those NXTers are going to be called up soon. And it's going to be great to see. I just hope they don't leave NXT too depleted where they can't do anything about it.
I also don't want anybody to get lost.
Yeah, we'll touch on that in a second. We're going to have a word from our sponsors.
What's up, my fellow bad guys? Just when you thought we were down bad, Brandy's here to pick us right back up. Thanks to our partnership with SeatGeek, we got good seats and great prices. New users can score a fantastic $20 off their final ticket purchase by using the exclusive promo code 4SIDESOTR at checkout for any event. That's 4SIDESOTR. Tell them the bad guy sent you.
Talking a little bit into some NXT, we had a botch finish. We had Thea Hale accidentally going over on Blake Monroe. So apparently what I've read was the way she landed on Blake was knocked the wind out of her. And the ref just called 3. Honestly, I prefer that over that bullshit. The shoulder was up, and I'm like, bro, come on.
I agree.
But overall, it couldn't have happened to a better person. Thea Hale was probably the most deserving woman in NXT for singles championship gold. I don't imagine she holds the belt for long, but listen, it's incredible to see deserving people win things.
And you never know. They could always book around it, make new storylines, have the champion for a little bit so they could kind of mask that botch ending for a little bit. It's crazy to think the last maybe 2 to 3 years how much as fans we've been paying attention to refereeing, right? Like you see it in other professional sports, obviously, that maybe means a little bit more. but now you're starting to see it affected in wrestling, and it's something that's pretty interesting. Even in 10, 15 years ago, like they barely said referees' names. The commentators that you didn't know who was the ref in the ring.
I know
Um,
everybody knows Charles. You know what I mean?
Everyone knows Charles, but now they say almost everyone who's officiating. So I just wanted to bring that up. I thought that was really interesting. The botch of the refereeing across wrestling the last couple years, how we kind of nitpick at things and
Well, we was there for one of
little
the events
things.
when we went to what was it Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe,
Hmm.
and Mox landed on his head and he was concussed, and Ray Phoenix got the pinfall.
Oh my
But
gosh, yeah,
yeah, but the ref broke up the first pin and he was like, whoa, 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 whoa,
yeah.
whoa.
And then he
Everybody
did it
was
again. Then he did it again and got the
Yeah,
pin.
yeah. Mox was like, yeah, just pull the trigger on it. He's like, I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
And Phoenix hit it again, and then the ref counted to 3, and then we found out he was concussed.
It
And
makes sense just to go through with it. Referee decision is final. One thing I want to say real quick about the refereeing, just me nitpicking. I never liked refereeing when they kind of act oblivious to what's going on around them. Like that's just so annoying. Like they're just focused and pointing, and then like behind them, it's just like somebody's like getting body slammed through a table, and like he turns around and it's like, "Whoa."
yeah,
Like,
we see all the mayhem and the thing, and it's
yeah,
like,
it's
how did
like
that happen? Fucking
yeah, like
dude.
what?
You didn't,
Anyways,
bro. You didn't hear all the pitter patters behind you. You know what I mean? So like
yes,
that mat is quiet, bro. You
you
didn't hear
hear all that
you didn't hear
goddamn thumping?
yeah, bro. Like you telling me you didn't hear that man get put through 6 tables, 5
Fucking
finishers in the
crowd is
same
over
stare?
here looking up and shit and like booing, and you're just like, get down from there, like.
And you know what's actually the funniest part about all of that is just like there's an active screen, like they show the match on the big screen. You know what I mean? So like you're telling me you're I understand you got to do your job and kick them out, but you can't be like, "Oh, give me a second. Oh,
I'm telling
thank
you,
you."
instant replay should be put in wrestling. That would be.
I think if I think if Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, they're the only ones that watch professional wrestling. Somebody does something like, no, that's not how we do things. You got to talk for 2 more minutes, and somebody's gonna come down and interrupt you.
Yeah, they always break that fourth wall.
Yeah, and that's bad drop. But yeah, listen, wrestling is a young kid's game. We just kind of we grew into it, and now as adults, we see all the strings behind the puppets. And
Yeah,
ultimately, that's necessarily all that it really is. You notice how wrestler like it's mad funny. I didn't realize when they chop. Sometimes they really chop the shit out of you. Sometimes they just smack and they thigh. I didn't realize how often wrestlers just smack their own thighs.
yeah,
So
I'd be
like,
noticing that as well.
so you think wrestlers are the number one like buyers of like pain cream and like chafe cream? If they smacking their thighs that goddamn much in the match, especially the Usos, how many goddamn
Oh my
super thigh
gosh.
slaps they fucking me doing?
That's why they wear those pants. So like I guess it kind of cushions it a little bit. It just
A
kind
little bit. I don't know.
of
They, I don't know. It's crazy because I saw the behind the scenes for WrestleMania 40 when it was in Philly, and Jay was walking around with his son, and then he was talking a little smack to his son. He was like, super kick, and his leg barely like got up, like he did the fake little bullshit one, and he smacked his thigh. I was like, oh my god. I was like, that shit just opened my third eye. And every time he does it, I'm like, these fucking thigh slappers. Maybe you finish your fucking thigh slap.
No,
Fucking
that's
no damage.
hilarious.
Man,
That's why the super kick is a transitional move now, man.
this is one of those things. I remember one of the things that Ant always talks about, like there's multiple wrestling styles, obviously, but you prefer to work. Some people prefer to work snug, which is like close as possible to like some real fucking damage,
Hmm.
because it gives it a better look. It
Yeah,
gives it a better look, a better feel. And
it's like
sometimes like
traditional wrestling.
yeah, not even that. It's just a better presentation. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like the excuse me, in New Japan and AEW, they be working some hard style matches sometimes and shit.
Love it. I love it though. I
You know
love
why?
those
Because
hard
it's
style matches.
even though it's all stage fighting, it gives it the most authentic feel possible.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want nobody to get hurt, but it actually looks like actual combat.
Yeah.
And it's dope. It's fucking dope. It's fucking dope as hell. But then sometimes you get into like the NXT matches. Obviously, they're developmental, so I'm not really mad at it. But sometimes you watch those matches and you see the choreographing of it. It's like, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like they're still learning it, which is fine. I'm not mad at it. But I wonder if they'll ever like push for things to be more snug this way.
Hmm.
It's closer to it. There's better presentation. You know when you're kidding out. Like I said, wrestling is a young kid's game. But when you're adult, you see the strings behind the puppets. I just listen, make the strings a little lighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give
I
me
agree.
because the best matches are the matches that you forget that wrestling is stage fighting.
Hmm.
That you just get caught up in the moment and you're like, wow,
Yep.
this is
That kick out is like, oh shit, I thought he was
yeah,
actually gone.
exactly.
Love those matches.
A good false finish, man. A good false finish. I hate this when you could tell it's a false finish. I'm at the point with WWE matches. I'm like, nah, that's not a real one.
Yeah,
Or
same. Like when they're kind of laying there and their eyes are open, watching the referee count. Like, oh no! Like I know, but don't let me know.
that was kind of my beef with the Johnson ending. Like he smiled and then he tapped out, and then my man just laid on the mat, closed his eyes. I'm like, bro, you were like my man's. Like you had enough time to smile and gently tap out. You did not tap out with no fucking urgency, my man's. I'm like, and then you want to lay on the mat? No, bro, get your fuck ass up. And it was mad funny. Somebody was like, leave the jorts.
You know what? You know what I think it was too? We didn't really get that moment with Cena. Like it wasn't like no pyro. It wasn't like it was just kind of like he just walked away and the fucking Peacock show ended. That was it. It's like, oh fuck.
But that was the point of it. He wasn't. The whole point of Cena's thing was he wasn't coming back.
They try to make it as bad as the ending of The Sopranos.
I've never seen The Sopranos.
Oh God, does anybody here get that reference?
No, I understand how The Sopranos ended. It just went to a black screen and nobody knows what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't Old Boy get shot? That was the theory.
That's the thing. We don't know.
That's
We
the
don't know.
theory of the show, that he got shot and that's why it ended like that, because it was from his
Yeah,
perspective. It's his story to tell.
yeah, and yeah,
So he got whacked.
basically.
Fucking But yeah, man. That was my little NXT banter. You got anything for NXT before we go into Monday? Because you kind of skipped Monday.
Did we? No, did we touch the Monday?
All right.
Well, no, we did skip Monday. I did want to touch something on Monday real quick, actually.
Go ahead. It's your show. This is your show now. I'm the guest on your show.
So I just wanted to, because I kind of touched on it earlier, with the Gunther backstage stuff. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like Adam Pearce kind of coming at Gunther and calling him an asshole and
I mean, he is
kicking
an
him
asshole.
out the building just because he talked down on Cena. Like, you gave me this time to go out there and cut a promo, and now you're kicking me out because I cut a promo.
I mean,
Like
yeah, but that's to show the
it
magnitude of how
didn't
important. That's to show the point of how important John Cena is to WWE, that everybody's just
it it
disgusted at him.
the only thing I remember, to me personally, watching that is I was like, all right, I'm not gonna front. It's kind of cringe. It was kind of cringe. He was like talking down on him like a child, and then freaking Pierce. Whenever I take off my glasses, I take them off like Pierce now. I'd be like, like mad intense, like because he's always just. But I just wanted to touch on that. I thought Raw was a good show. I just think that that little thing I didn't like from Raw. I just didn't really like that Pierce segment. I could have done without it, or maybe they could have went a little different with it. Um, that's really my biggest takeaway from Raw. If I had any notes, is that
Um,
Pierce thing made me cringe.
yeah, I didn't watch Forum Protest, but I did see the little clip when Raquel's talking about the championship, going for the Women's World Championship, and Liv is like looking at her like, yeah, go for it, of course, yeah. And the moment like Raquel looked away from her, like she gave it the nastiest look. That breakup is gonna be filthy. I wonder
It's
who gets
gonna be
custody of
amazing.
Dom. That's
I
my only
don't.
concern.
I don't know. I think Dom rides into the sunset with fucking Roxanne at this point. It's too
Nah,
much drama going on.
my man's can't be a 3-timer.
Why not? That's Dirty Dom. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Listen, he's OG the Juice Man at this point. Uh, let's get into AEW. I did see the real face of wrestling is back.
Mm,
MJF. MJF is undoubtedly a superstar, bro. My man's is leaving. My man's is not even wrestling no more to go film movies. I understand how
hmm
crazy that is. It's not even like big feature films, but he's out there putting a name for himself outside of wrestling. He's gonna become one of those household names that people tune in wrestling for just to see him, just to see what he does, like for his full-time job type shit. And it's
Yeah.
dope. MJF is back, and wrestling is better for it. I'm so ready for this because I'm ready for him to redeem himself and pin Samoa Joe for the world title and redeem himself for how he lost it at World's End, like what, 2 years ago
hmm
or 3 years ago?
No,
Shit,
like 2 years ago. It's been
how long
about
has it-
2 years.
like however long it's been, like redeem himself because he did lose to Samoa Joe by sleeper hold,
hmm
and but he was super banged up, like so many goddamn injuries at that point because he held fucking warrior spirit.
Yeah, he had the title for like freaking 400 days.
Yeah, he beat Omega to because Omega had the longest reign to that point, so he beat Kenny to passing the torch moment.
hmm
But yeah, out of all those names, not even just the face of WWE, but the face of wrestling is MJF. MJF is already an upper echelon superstar. That's not, you know what I mean? He's upper echelon. Like all the other names that we named are guys that can work their way to the top. MJF is already the top.
So I wouldn't say he's the face of wrestling. I would say he's the face
He's the future
of
face of wrestling.
the future face, yeah.
Yeah,
Then
he's the next face of wrestling.
and the current face of AEW. And kind of like you were saying with the movies and stuff like that, he could be that like first Rock or Hulk version of that company. Kind of
Who's the face of
going
AEW?
MJF. So I'm saying.
I don't think he's the face of AEW right now. I think he has a good chance.
When he becomes the face of AEW is what I'm saying, because he's the only one besides Swerve who does things outside of the company to
I
like
would
make
give
a
it
name.
to I'll give it to Mercedes or Tony Storm as the face of AEW. Swerve would be on the top 5 list, honestly.
I mean, if we're talking like face for the next 10 years, like the question from earlier, like, and it was
No, just
over.
right now, just right now, just right now. We're not talking about future. Who's the current face of AEW right now?
Oh, right now, in my opinion, is Darby Allin. Even though he's out, it's Darby Allin. Because when you think, because even though MJF just got back, so and I know Darby is recently injured, but to me it would be Darby Allin. He embodies AEW. He fucking climbed Mount Everest and planted the flag of AEW. Like
I don't,
he jumps off of ladders to glass tables. That man is the Tommy Dreamer of AEW.
I don't even think I can argue with you. Me personally, I don't agree that it's Darby, but I can if you just made a good argument for Darby, so I can't really argue it. But I would think it's more along the lines of Mercedes, Tony Storm, Swerve, all top 5.
hmm
Doesn't really have an order of phase of AEW. But Darby's a good shout. The kids love Darby, and so does his local hospital because no more be piling them bills up. Fucking, I'm sure TK has a fucking hyperbolic fucking time chamber in the fucking back so he can
He
heal.
has the freaking tub from Wanted. You lay in it, remember, and you get healed.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, he fucking has to be. But I refuse to believe anything else. You know what I mean? Jameson with his first catch. But yeah, man. Listen, I don't really have an argument. I don't really have an argument for that. What else you got for AW stuff? I know you wanted to talk
so
about it.
I did. So what I wanted to touch on was that Kyle Fletcher Roderick Strong match. Did you see it?
No, I took a sabbatical from wrestling in protest of John Cena's retirement.
So what I will say is, if you get the time, watch a clip or something. Good fucking match, bro. I'm not gonna lie, we all know Kyle
What's
could.
the dog?
So, couple things I wanted to touch. When I said I wanted to talk AEW, it was mostly this because I thought this match, like, it's so real. I made a little earthquake just now. Like, bro, that match, in my opinion, was just so dope. Number one, I think I've came to an agreement that Kyle Fletcher's never had a bad match. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad match. Number two, I think that match finally solidifies Kyle Fletcher as a wrestler. Like this guy could go because that match was just fire. Number
It took you that
three,
long. It took you that long to realize that Kyle Fletcher's a dog.
no. But this is why though, because Roderick Strong was the perfect partner with him in that ring. Like Roderick Strong, I think we all know is a good wrestler. He's not a
Yeah.
bum.
No, he's very
But
good.
you barely see him in singles action. And when you do, he's not really going over. He didn't go over, but he showcased that he is one of the best pro wrestlers in at least AEW. Like
That's hard because AW stacked to the gills
it's
with
it
talent.
is stacked, but that match reminds you of how you
Who
just
he
said
is.
how stacked that roster is because you got someone in a freaking faction who's just there, who's kind of a comedy bit sometimes with the with the Atom and being part of the conglomeration and not really being there. He I hope they do something with Darby. Oh, I'm sorry, with Roderick, and obviously Kyle is going to the moon. Also speaking on Kyle, because we're talking the face of AEW. I wanted to say this. I think Kyle, I think he's 23, 24. I think Kyle Fletcher is the Obafemi of AEW. He's the face for the next 10 years. You play it right, because he's a little younger than MJF. MJF is 29, 30. He's like our
He's
age.
26. Kyle Fletcher's 26. His birthday's actually next
26.
week. Happy
So
early
he,
birthday, brother.
so he's a couple years younger than MJF. I think he could be that face of AEW as well for the next 10 years. Kyle Fletcher, he could go. He's the next, like he wanted to separate himself from Omega, and I think he's done very good at that.
I don't know. He separated himself from Kenny. Kenny's just one of the greatest of all time. But
But but
listen,
but here's but
Fletcher's,
here's the
Fletcher's the goods. Fletcher's not only the goods, man. I'm surprised it took you so long to come to that conclusion. That
but
man is a
here's the
dog.
but the thing is though, like you just said though, right? The way I kind of think is like, what have you done for me lately, right? At least from
Ken,
my
Kenny's
Kenny,
not in
if from
perfect health.
that's the thing though. That's the thing. We can't go off of what you did 4 years ago, 6 years ago,
That's not
and
fair.
still say I do. I think it's fair to say Kyle separated himself, even if it's from injury or from this or from that. Kenny has, and then when Kenny does go, and again, I get it, his health, I get it,
Yeah, he's not in
but when
perfect health
Kenny goes, they have him in these pointless fucking money matches, fucking 4v4s, and it's like
because he can no longer wrestle in single matches, singles. They have it that way by design. He's doing
I
it that
I
way. He's doing it that way so he wrestles for longer. You know what I mean?
I totally get it, but my thing is, I think it's safe to say, and I get it, it sucks, it's
If
due
you,
to injury.
it's
I appreciate Kenny still putting himself on the line for our entertainment, but I do think it's fair to say that Kyle separated himself from Kenny. He
listen,
did.
listen. Them people gonna come get you, man. I'm not
Hey,
gonna help
look,
you.
I'm here for it.
Them,
Listen, we
listen,
here
them people
talking
will
pro
come.
wrestling. This is four sides of the ring, and this is just all educated opinions. Because a lot of these wrestling fans, I will say this, a lot of wrestling fans are just like incompetent. They don't want to understand shit. It's just like
this guy stinks!
it is what it is. It is what it is, man. I'm sorry. I love Kenny. It is what it is. Think about it like this: your franchise quarterback goes down, torn ACL. You're gonna have him still start next year? No, you're gonna look into draft picks, see if you could build, see what's in the future. Come
I forgot. I just remember we had the sound button. I was like, oh yeah. Listen, I hear you, and I love that you're passionate about this. But I just want to say in the wild words of Stephen A. Smith, lay off the weed. Look, Fletcher's a dog. I'm not denying that. Fletcher is probably one of the top 10 best wrestlers in the world right now. Maybe top 12. I'll give him top 10. He's a dog. But you can't just discount what Kenny Omega's done. you can't do it because Kenny is an absolute goddamn savage, and we missed like Kenny Omega's peak. You know what I mean?
We did.
We missed his absolute peak in professional wrestling, and I would never discount that man because that man is still a dog now, and like you said, he's wrestling for us. He's doing this for us. So I would not allow no Kenny Omega slander because that's
not slander. All I'm saying is
you understand perfectly healthy. Kenny Omega is top 2 wrestler in the goddamn world, and he's not number 2.
But the thing is, it's been years since we've seen that. So it all comes down to it being fair to say Kyle is now here and they're here. They're parallel. They're there.
When you need him.
They're there. They're not. He's no longer behind him. They're coexist, parallel line.
So where does Fletcher lie with Will Ospreay? Who's better? I'm gonna hear this blasphemy come out your mouth.
I mean, I take Will over Kyle.
If he has a broken neck, that doesn't mean anything to you. Fucking asshole.
I mean, it's different. He's not fighting with a broken neck now, is he? We see how he comes when he gets back, you know. But he's not doing anything right now, man. He's not doing anything right now. And I like Kenny, and it sucks that I missed his peak. But and another thing too, his peak was what in New Japan?
Who?
Kenny.
He did a little bit in Ring of Honor too. He was between New Japan and Ring of Honor when he was absolutely balling the fuck out. Majority in New Japan though. I'm telling you, that's the whole generation of Kenny Omega. My only regret wrestling wise is I did not see Kenny Omega wrestle on his peak. And it's absolute fucking
I agree. I 1,000% agree. But my point is, since he's been in AEW, since he's been wrestling in US soil, hasn't really been much. That's the only thing I could say.
Is getting abused right now. Jesus Christ. Let's do another word from our sponsors.
Dive into a world where every pinfall, every suplex, and every promo is celebrated in fashion. From the legendary 3-count trivia to the iconic bad guy wrestling, we've got the latest gear to elevate your wrestling wardrobe. Show off your passion for the squared circle. It's not just clothing, it's a lifestyle. Come shop with us and unleash your inner champion at foursidesofthering.com. That's foursidesofthering.com.
Rick says, think we get a Kenny retirement tour next. I think Kenny is arguably the biggest retirement tour that could possibly happen next. I know there's a lot of AJ Styles, a little Randy Orton, but I think Kenny Omega arguably has a bigger stake to claim for a bigger retirement tour. And honestly, I think AEW would do him justice on his retirement tour.
I think they do him justice, but it wouldn't be a bigger retirement tour.
For actual fans of professional wrestling, I think it will be. John Cena is a pop culture icon. That's why it won't feel as big. You know what I mean? But it's like Randy Orton's not a pop culture icon. You know what I mean? And his Randy or AJ's retirement tour won't be bigger than Kenny Omega's. Like we're talking about actual like professional wrestling fan. Like it's gonna
we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Bro, it's
I don't know if Kenny is.
I'm talking about pure professional wrestling fan. Kenny Omega is the next big retirement tour that can happen. Out of AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Kenny Omega probably has the biggest retirement.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all because
realistically, out of retirement tour, out of those
Randy, AJ,
Chris Jericho, and Chris, you're wilding the fuck out.
No matter what name you throw out, I'm telling you right now, Kenny's getting the last one. The guys that you're naming are in pro wrestling household names. When I think of retirement tour and I think of someone retiring, I think of a casual fan. If LeBron retires, everyone's going to know about it. If Rudy Gay retires, only a niche fan base is going to know about it.
Yeah, first of all,
and it's the same thing.
I just want to say, Kenny Omega to Rudy Gay comparison, absolute madness.
I was
Rudy,
just trying.
no, fuck out of here. I'm not passing this. Kenny Omega's bag isn't Rudy Gay's. You know what I
Rudy
mean?
Gay has all stars, right? And he scored a few 20 points per games in his career, right? Let's put some respect on Rudy Gay.
Now we could put some respect on Rudy. We could put a respect on Rudy Gay, but we're also gonna put some goddamn respect on Kenny Omega. Talk about he's a Rudy Gay professional wrestler. What the hell is wrong with you? What are we doing?
All I'm trying to make, I'm just trying to make the comparison in terms of name cachet. I'm not trying to take.
I'm talking
I'm
about
not
wrestling. I'm talking about pure wrestling fans. I don't care about the casual.
Yeah.
Casual
Yes.
fans are gross. Casual fans are gross people.
Pro wrestling fans, and for you to and it's not Kenny Omega. It's not Kenny Omega.
Not the casuals. Pure wrestling fans. Kenny Omega's retirement is a bigger deal than Randy Orton and AJ Styles. And for pure wrestling fans, not the casual fans.
No.
I'm not talking.
If you want to argue, Kenny Omega has a bigger one than Randy, I will be honest, I'll give you that. But if you want to say it's bigger, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'll give you him over Randy, but not over AJ.
Why not over AJ? AJ's biggest accomplishment is outside of the WWE. Accomplishments is bigger than is outside the WWE. All of AJ's accomplishments in WWE is just surface level shit. AJ's real accomplishments and who he is to his core is New Japan.
That's why his retirement would be so big.
Why? Kenny wrestled in TNA and in New Japan, and he was a bigger deal in New Japan.
AJ was more of that trendsetter. He was more of the one to break that mold. He blew up New Japan. When he left TNA fucking got fucked. When he went to New Japan and blew up,
bro,
it was a different time in 2013, 2014. It was a different time that New Japan's on. Like, it was different. Randy was always in WWE. Kenny Omega had what, a 5-6 year beautiful peak run when AJ
more like a decade, brother.
AJ, I say 5 to 6. 5 to 6. AJ had from 06 to 2012 TNA classic matches, young prime AJ. Then goes to New Japan as a veteran in early to mid 30s. Fucking kills it over there. Then comes to WWE and just changes the game. It would have to be AJ, Kenny, and then Randy. So I'll change it up from earlier. But AJ, Kenny, Randy.
I think Kenny will probably be handled more better. It will be the best.
That I agree with. But if the point is what would be bigger,
for pure wrestling fans, I think it's Kenny Omega. I knew who Kenny Omega was without even seeing him wrestle.
Just like I know Serial Man and Danhausen. Does it mean they're gonna have big fucking retirement tours?
I mean, if Serial Man does a retirement tour with Kellogg's, he might. If you get that man in contact with Kellogg's, he fucking might.
That wasn't on the Serial Man's bingo card to be mentioned on a podcast tonight, but you know.
Fucking, I'm gonna tag him. We're gonna clip this and we're talking about Serial Man. I'm gonna fucking tag him.
Yo, yeah,
to get a fucking sponsorship of goddamn Kellogg's, and then when he retires, he's gonna retire.
Don't do it with Kellogg's. Do it with Post.
He's gonna fucking vlog each time he has the cereal for the last time, and then we're gonna go from there. That's what the fuck we're gonna do. Fucking violate Kenny Omega. Nigga just shitting on him.
I'm not shitting on Kenny Omega.
No. This is twice. This is two days in a row. You shitted on Kenny.
It's not shitting on Kenny.
I'm gonna sick them people on you. They're not mentally well.
To any of the Ringsiders listening to this, it's not shitting on Kenny Omega. It's just to compare it. Think about it like this, in all seriousness. Anybody listening to this pod in full, to this clip,
I'm just
tweeting this right now. You just have to think about it in another professional sport. What have you done for me lately?
Get away from that, bro. Because you mentioned Kenny Omega to Rudy Gay. You understand how disrespectful that is?
What have you done for me lately? Name cachet.
That's crazy.
That's what it all comes down to, man.
you're so goddamn disrespectful. Fucking Kenny Omega to Rudy Gay. You understand that? Like, my man's didn't even give him a Hall of Famer. My man just said Rudy Gay.
I gave him an all-star and a multiple time 20-point per game score.
My man's didn't give
Rudy
him a
Gay
top.
had a bag.
Bro, if you would have said Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul, I'd have been like, fire. I see that. The Dirk Nowitzki of wrestling, I'd have been like, banger. You know what I mean? Giannis, Jokic, I'd be like, oof. Superstars, you know what I mean? My man said, nah, that nigga Rudy Gay. You understand that, bro? I want that to settle in. You compared one of the greatest of all time to ever lace up a pair of wrestling boots to goddamn
At the
a
moment.
Rudy Gay doesn't even play right now.
Moment. I understand that. I'm talking about Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega at the moment. What have you done for me lately?
Is a retired Rudy Gay? Jesus Christ, my man's can't even get a my man's can't even get Chris Paul.
Time out. So we're getting no.
My man's can't even get Chris Paul. You gave him Rudy Gay.
You said if Kenny Omega retires.
Yes.
Rudy Gay retired, and I didn't even know.
But that's the thing. When Kenny Omega retires, you will know.
That's
all of wrestling will know.
To be fair, if we're talking to me personally, I've low key substituted NBA for wrestling. I've been fucking up. I gotta get back on NBA. I've been missing a lot, so I'm a little. I lost a lot of knowledge on NBA. Anyways. I love Kenny. No, Kenny's great. My whole thing is, what have you done for me lately? I know he's not healthy. Hopefully we get to see 80% of Kenny, because I think 80% of Kenny is better than most pro wrestlers at their peak right now. But right now we're not seeing that. I'm just personally not a fan of seeing him in 4v4 matches, pointless matches, and him always playing that they punch him once in the ribs and you hear he had the particulitis and he's gonna call. He fucking got kicked one time. If you're gonna get kicked and slapped in the chest one time, why even go out there and wrestle and start holding your fucking guts? I get it. You're gonna cling on your real life injury, but what the fuck, bro? Every time you go out there, you're gonna I got kicked in the gut.
Because first off, goddamn, there's a whole bunch of Kenny slander. This is crazy. First off, he could die. He could die.
So then why wrestle? If you're gonna get punched in the stomach one time, why don't oversell it? Just don't oversell it. That's my issue. Don't oversell it. Don't get punched in the gut one time. You're the greatest wrestler of all time. You get punched one time and you're hurt. Fucking retire then.
Kenny, I want you to know right now he's saying you're soft. So if you want to come, if you want to DM me, I'll give you his address. I'll give you his address. You can hit him with the one winged angel. I will personally hold him down so you can do the V trigger as many times as you fucking want.
Listen, man, I freaking love Kenny, man.
I'll be pointing with him. I'll be like V trigger.
Dare I say, could Kenny even hang? Because let me say this real quick. We spent a lot of time on this, and I'm sorry, but Marcus is probably going to kill us, right? But all I'm gonna say is this:
Mark's gonna have you. That's right.
Could Kenny hang with the true best wrestler alive, Max Caster? He's the best wrestler, Max Caster. We all clap it. Who's the best wrestler alive? But it's Caster.
So I put Tino on timeout because I would not. I'm not standing for this blasphemy. He is disrespecting one of the greatest of all goddamn times. So player fucking lace up a pair of boots for some bullshit. I would not stand for this. This is beyond disrespectful to Kenny's fucking thing. And you are a goddamn superstar. This man is an absolute fucking hater, and he needs a couple seconds to cool off because he's on drugs. Listen. I've known him my whole entire life. I don't know what happened. He used to be such a sweet kid. He was so nice, so respectful to his elders. He'd be shitting on me when I shit on old people, but he's shitting on fucking Kenny Omega. This is nuts. This is goddamn disrespectful. All right, let's hit this bullshit they have to say after timeout. Have you learned your lesson? You're wilding out over here. Jesus fucking Christ.
All right, I guess I'm done. That was a joke, the Caster one, right?
Nah, you was that ass. You said that shit with your chest.
Best wrestler alive. Oh, I love that bit from him. It's so stupid.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. That's why.
Fucking
Nuts.
caster.
Fucking.
Wonder what they're
goddamn.
gonna do with them, man. If they're ever gonna get back, they keep hinting on it. I'm a fan. I was a fan of
Yeah,
such
my
a
see. You see what he's doing? I had to put him on timeout. How do you put another grown man in timeout?
well, that whole time I was like this.
Yeah. Tyler just wants to see them scissor. That's all it is.
The Acclaim, bro, they were great, and you owe me a scissor.
Tyno misses going to events and just scissoring people for no reason.
Scissoring random people.
Now it's just a little weird and awkward for him. He doesn't feel the glow, as the young kids say. But yeah, man, fuck. Fucking that was some bullshit. I'm not gonna hold you. Terrible fucking takes.
I think they were
Terrible
pretty
takes.
fair.
I think they were terrible. Fucking Rudy Gay. I'm gonna text a group chat immediately after this is over.
They're gonna be like, yeah, never have him back on the show again.
Yeah,
but
dude.
you got to give them context. It's the context of why I said Rudy Gay.
There's no context that defend that sake. Do you think Chris Jericho should have a retirement tour in WWE? Okay, let me phrase that. Do you think older wrestlers looking for the retirement run should see how they did John Cena's run and decide that they want to go to WWE and have the retirement tour? It is, for example, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho saw how AEW handles things. He saw how they handled John Cena's, and he's still projected to go to WWE. Do you think they would do a better job with Chris Jericho than they did John Cena's retirement tour?
Yeah, I think they'll do a good job with Jericho. I think it depends. Like for all these older wrestlers, I think it depends on your equity. Like Chris Jericho, even though he's been all over the place, he's been wrestling for like over 30 years, but
More than that,
he
bro.
has
Longer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he has a lot of time in WWE. So I think they do him justice. Sting obviously had a way better retirement run in AEW than WWE, and in my opinion, that's because he was different creative at the time, but Sting was never a WWE guy. Now Chris Jericho wasn't either. But when Chris Jericho came to the WWE, it was at a big time. He was a big superstar instantly. They put that rocket on his back. He always talks about it. He beat Stone Cold and The Rock the same night. So I think it depends on the superstar. Like if Billy Gunn was to retire, one could say he could retire in WWE. But Billy Gunn is 60, and even though he's in great shape, what is the WWE going to do for Billy Gunn? Maybe Billy Gunn has a better retirement ending in AEW since he's been there a couple years. He's with the Acclaimed. I think it depends on the personnel.
I think Billy Gunn would have a better retirement tour in AEW, just because
same.
TK runs that. The older you are, the more experience you have, so you're a harder wrestler to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like how New Japan and CMLL and AAA, all their older wrestlers are like the powerhouses. The ones that clean house. It's very seldom that the young guys are the dogs. And plus, Billy Gunn should retire wherever his sons are.
Yeah,
that should be a no-brainer for him. That should be a no-brainer for him. I'm trying to think who else. Who next is? I
think they'll do good. Right now we have. We don't know what his status is, so we're gonna leave that to the side. But I'm still gonna say his name. Edge, Adam Copeland. I think
him and Christian are soon. I don't know how soon, but there are. You would have to assume that they're next up.
My opinion, AEW. They're a tag team. They're older guys. I think they'll get lost in WWE. Edge wasn't doing much his last run. They tried. He started Judgment Day, and there's a whole generation who doesn't even know that.
Nah, he wanted to wrestle last. WWE wanted him to wrestle last. They wanted him to use him for special occasions, and he just wanted to go out there and wrestle. So I think AEW more sense for him to retire with Christian because they came in together. Might as well leave together. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. So I think it depends on the personnel and like where you had the most equity at. And I think even though Chris Jericho was in AEW since the beginning, 6 years, the first champion, all that other shit, he had the most equity in WWE. Like think about it like back in the days, bro. Like when we were, younger, 12, 13, 14, the 2010s, '08 to the 2010s to 16, Chris Jericho would leave, go on like tour, come back, pop, leave, go on tour, come back, pop, go leave because of injury, come back, pop. Like always, and he would always reinvent himself. And as much as people hate on Chris Jericho for whatever reason, and I get it, he's old, he's sloppy in the ring, whatever people want to say, I
He's
love
truly
Chris
the
Jericho.
Chris Jericho is the
He
Rudy Gay of wrestling.
Chris Jericho is the Chris Paul of wrestling. Chris Jericho is had the most equity in WWE, so it would make sense for him to go there. It depends on the wrestler, I just think. Shit, I think Goldberg would have a fucking beautiful ending in AEW. He would have got he would have got the last 10 minutes of overrun so he could do his promo that he was mad about with WWE. So he would have did great in AEW.
The issue with Goldberg, he was never a WWE guy. Even when he wrestled for WWE, he was never a WWE guy. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of weird to get a retirement run from a company you was never really with. You know what I mean?
He was just
Like
a jerk. You always
he
say how
was
much of a jerk
he
he
was
was.
never like full boots on the ground WWE guy. He was always a WCW guy. They brought him over because of the name, and they can never replicate what he had going on in WWE. There's nothing wrong with that. And so I guess the closest thing he got to WCW was WWE, and that's why he had his final match, even though he never needed it.
Yeah.
Whatever his final match was before that should have been it, but he wanted to send off in Atlanta. So be it. It is what it is. Can't be that mad at it. But overall, who's
I
next?
agree.
It's the Miz has to be coming up soon.
No.
Roman's retiring in like 2 years.
Man, I've been seeing that, and that shit is getting me kind of upset. These guys are all in their 40s. It's like, fuck. I know, that's older. You're an older dude, but like,
Well, one you gotta
this shit
understand with
sucks,
Roman.
bro.
One you gotta understand with Roman. Roman has to take his medication for the rest of his life. So, and I'm assuming
Yeah.
that's just his body. We don't know how it personally affects him on his day to day. But also, he wants to go into movies. He wants to spend more time with his family. He hasn't really been around like that, far and foremost. So there should be no real reason to oh my god, just some bananas. There should be no real reason to like hold him back. And I'm sure he'll come back if the occasion calls for it, maybe couple one-off matches. Yeah, but Roman said I think he said he has like 1 or 2 manias left. So
Well, you hear the story. Vince McMahon back in 2016, he put all of his stock into Roman, and he said, "This guy is gonna feed our families for the next 10 years." And in 2026, that's 10
good.
years.
That
So
bloodline run was incredible. It got a lot of people
shit,
back in wrestling. It got
even
me.
the tail, legit, but even the tail end of his big dog run, he was doing his thing. It's just the people didn't like him because they were forcing him down our throats. Which is why people didn't like Theory. But
Yeah,
that's
people got
that's
the fan base has to feel like it's their idea, or they're not gonna get behind it.
speaking on which I wanted to ask you this earlier. Um, now that we know Theory's the masked man, Theory's still young. I know you're a big fan of Theory. I'm a fan of Theory. I know the rest of the co-hosts here aren't too fond of Theory. Do you think that two-part question? Do you think that this is the last chance for Theory? Like this is his last shot to get over with the fan base and I guess with creative because maybe Paul Heyman kind of said, "Hey, Triple H, let's give him a run." No, let's give him a run. No, and then maybe Triple H was finally like, "Okay, fuck it, fine. You want to vouch for him? Let's do it." Because again, We see on Twitter all these insight. Um, Heyman is a fan of Theory. Second part question, because I know that was a long-winded first one. Second part one is Theory still young. Do you think if he is successful with this run with Paul Heyman, do you think he could be the next face of WWE? Because he's still young.
Theory has one of Theory's big issues right now is that he's as talented as he is, he can't connect with the crowd. So unfortunately, I don't think if the storyline doesn't work out for him, I think he does leave WWE. But he's so young that he can end up coming back in like 5 to 6 years. It won't necessarily matter.
Mm-hmm.
So he has that inside. He has youth. If it doesn't work for him now, it'll work for him later. Look at Drew McIntyre. Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre, he wasn't really over in WWE his first run, but he was a fucking twig. Then he left for a little while, fucking got Aki as shit. I remember the first time I saw Drew McIntyre, when I first started watching, I was like, who the fuck is that? Like Drew McIntyre? That's not fucking Drew McIntyre. It looks like if Drew McIntyre ate Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
So he's still young enough where it could still work for him. And it won't necessarily really matter, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is probably his last big opportunity. He was hurt for a little while. That's why he got off of TV.
Yeah.
They probably do that match with Theory and Waller now. Probably not as big as a term, but they probably will have that match where they see each other in the back.
I
Because
think
Waller's now with the New Day.
I think they'll allude to it, but I maybe this new Theory, because he's like a whole different character. Shaved head. It wasn't like all posh how he normally is and put together. He looked, kind of lunatic. Like he might not even acknowledge race.
He shaved his head, bro. I mean, he's gonna be the guy that eats all the pins in the division.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. If you can't have Theory come in. This is my opinion. You can't have Theory come in as the big reveal and have him eat the pins.
He's gonna eat the pins.
That would burn that to me. That would burn him. Like he didn't even garner a big reaction when he was revealed. I think I mentioned it to you 2 weeks ago. I said if it is Theory, do we even care? Do we even care if it is Theory? At the moment, in my opinion, on the Twitterverse, people don't care that it's Theory. No one really cares that it's Theory. We're waiting to see what's his involvement with the division and what he is to Paul Heyman. Is he working for himself? Is he working to be the new leader? That's really what it's about. But if you have him eat the pins, we're going to give a fuck less about the guy. And I like Theory, man. I do. But you can't. That hurts him, man. You can't. I think you have him maybe get into business on his own if you're gonna have him take pins.
Nah, listen. You got to think about it logically, right? You have Braun Breaker, the world champion of that group, can't eat the pins. Bronson Reed, he pinned Roman Reigns, can't eat the pins. You have Logan Paul, celebrity wrestler who brings more eyes into the product because who he is, can't eat the pins. So that leaves you with one guy. They didn't have a guy who could eat pins before. Now they do. Now they have Austin Theory to eat the pins. That's what he's there for. He's the weakest link on that faction.
Well, that's the thing though. So we don't know if he's part of the faction. So I think you have him on his own, man. On his own, doing what? No. I don't know. I'm not a booker, but you don't have him in the vision to eat pins. When the last time we seen him, he was in a bullshit tag team with Grayson Waller. And the last time they mentioned him is when Grayson Waller basically put dirt on him. Like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm part of the New Day now. Like, no. Listen, absolutely not.
When they have their first tag team match and he eats that pin, you'll be like, wow, he was right. They don't have nobody to eat pins. Austin Theory said to eat pins. Maybe he gets over. I think that's the hope. But yeah, bro, he's there to eat the pins.
Listen, I'm still on the other side of the fence to where we don't know where he lays with this faction, if he's even part of the faction. Because if what you're saying ends up being the case, I just think it's bullshit, and I think that us as fans, as wrestling fans who know who Theory is and know how talented he is, we lose him even more. The fans that
It's not about the
do
talent. It's about connecting with him, and fans can't
and
connect with him in the first place.
and how are you going to connect with someone who eats pins for a heel faction?
Listen, some
Why is
people
he
love
with that faction? Like
people love
it's too many
jobbers,
questions. It's too no.
bro.
That
People love jobbers. Look at the Miz. People love the Miz, and he eats pins all the goddamn time. Look at our truth. Our truth eats pins. People love him. People love the
no,
jobbers.
you don't. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I just don't think you have him eating pins. That's
I
not the
hope that's
play.
not the case. I like Theory a lot, but ultimately, somebody in that group has to be able to eat pins in tag team matches. It's him. But sometimes eating pins isn't always the bad thing. Look at it. When Jay White and Juice Robinson they wrestle in tag team matches, Juice eats the pins. Doesn't mean he's a bad wrestler. But Juice eats the pins. There's always a guy who eats the pins.
Yeah, but you can't do that with this faction with this many eyes on it. It's a different with the example you gave compared to those guys. I think.
Well, good. Look at it. When the Bloodline was doing matches, Jimmy and Jay were eating pins. Solo ain't never eating no fucking pins. Sammy ate pins for a little while. There's always somebody to eat pins. It's just one of those things.
We'll see. I just don't think that's. I just don't think that's the move.
Yeah, it is what it is. Think that's it for tonight. We at that hour and a half mark. Tina, let the people know where they can find you.
All right. Well, you can hit me at Boy Dream Screen. That's my Twitter. Talk a lot of wrestling. Talk a lot of sports. And yeah, man, it was good being here. Hopefully, I'm back next week. Do it.
Comparing wrestlers, Hall of Fame wrestlers to shitty NBA players. You might never be back again, buddy, old pal. You guys can't find me nowhere. I don't want to be found. You can find me on 4 Sides of the Ring page, 4SIDESOTR on Twitter. The Instagram page is 4 Sides of the Ring. The Twitter page, the TikTok is 4 Sides of the Ring. MySpace 4 Sides of the Ring. AIM 4 Sides of the Ring. If you want, Martin's on Plenty of Fish. Will there be a special Christmas episode? No, because Christmas is on a Thursday, and last thing I want to do is record. But I probably will. It's hard. It's hard because my job is telling me I gotta do
we
something.
We play it by ear. Maybe they'll let me rock and do a special Christmas episode.
Yeah, by yourself. Come back to no fans and no viewership. Talk about that guy with the long hair was walling. I don't know. I generally don't know. I guess I keep everybody posted. It's just my job told me I'm doing a lot of overtime now. Some bullshit came up, so I kind of gotta figure out what's going on with that. As soon as I'm able to figure out my schedule, I guess I will let you guys know. There will be an episode next week. I just don't know when. I gotta figure out how.
And tell them you got a podcast to do. You need to talk some wrestling. RASSL, and that's wrestling. You got to talk it every fucking week. They got to wait.
They're gonna be like,
I'm just playing.
You're gonna do them
Responsibilities are
hours.
important, folks.
It's terrible.
We understand.
Being an adult sucks. Just for everybody, education in here in the beginning, Ant is wrestling tomorrow night in New Jersey.
Go support the Zombie King.
Guys, go support Ant Man. Tell him Chanoo sent you, and maybe he'll buy you a Corona. I don't know if that's true, but see if he does. All right, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you guys next week.
Peace.